Hey guys, what's up? It's your host Underlordtico here again with more Elemental Monster. Alright guys, I'm bringing you the 100 round challenge. The 100 round challenge is actually something that you're gonna encounter in the game. 100-person battle actually is what it's called. 100 rounds, 100 duels, 100 whatever. It's pretty much 100 duels in a row. You have to do 100 games in a row. You have to do against the computer and win. And that's pretty much the last challenge you gotta do in the game. This is in stage 11-1. It is the very first thing you can encounter whenever you go to stage 11 after you beat the final boss, the Demon King, in stage 10. And it is not something you have to complete right away. One thing that people actually mistake the moment they actually go and they actually see it is that you actually have to beat all of them in a row without stopping. Well, on the other hand, the actuality is, the real truth is that you can play, for example, you can start at level 1. You can start in round 1, beat round 1, then as soon as you finish the round 1, you're gonna get two options. You're gonna get the option to either continue the game, continue and go to round 2, to the next match against another deck, or you can click suspend, and pretty much what suspend does, it exits you out. It saves the game right there. That way the next time you go in the 100-person battle, you pop out right where you left off, right where you click suspend that. So if you finish stage 55 and you click suspend right after you finished it, then you click suspend, the game saves by itself, you turn off the system, you come back later and you're going to be playing in stage 56 the next time you turn it on. So it's not something you have to do 100 times in a row, so that is a good thing. Now another thing that people probably wonder is if you actually get like 100 cards. Because normally, whenever you fight one game, you get one card for your winning. If you fight a game that's 2 out of 3, you get 2 cards. Well, on the 100 rounds, if you complete over 50 of them, you only get 1 pack. If you complete all 100 of them, you get 3 packs. Now, the packs that you get in the game are Otherworldly Visitor and the Legend Begins. Those are the only two sets of packs that you are allowed to win cards out of in the main game. Whenever you complete the 100 round challenge, they give you another pack, a third pack that you can get in the game, in the single campaign, and that's the only way you can get it while on the single campaign. Otherwise, you can only get the Otherworldly Visitor or the Legend Begins. The pack that you get is, I believe, it's called Legendary Dragons, and pretty much it just has a set of cards that's pretty much based around dragons. And they've got a lot of support cards for different elements. Most of them are dragons, of course, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, it might take you a while. You don't have to do it, as I mentioned, you don't have to do it all in a row. I personally took me like 2.5 days to do. I did like, the first day I only did about 20, the second day I did like 60 something, and then today I finished. So I mean, it took me about 2.5 days to do it, and once you do it, I mean, it just becomes really easy. But one thing that you should know is that, for example, the trick is, let's say you're playing in a duel. Let's say you're in stage 40 and you go up against another deck and the deck beats you. Right before the game, the moment the deck is gonna beat you, just go to your press your PS button or whatever you're gonna do and quit out the game. You don't want the game to you don't want to lose. You don't want the game to actually register that you lost, and the moment you lose, it's gonna like save it automatically and save that you lost. Because the moment it does that and it saves it, it's gonna have you start all over from round 1. So before, anytime you're about to lose, anytime you think you're about to lose, just go ahead and quit the game, and then just reload, load up the game again, and keep going from where you left off, and try out a new deck. Because if you do quit that way, the deck that you encounter that part is more than likely gonna be the same. At least for me, I found it. I only had to quit about 3 times. In 3 different separate occasions, and that was because I was using a light-based deck, this deck that you're seeing right here, which is composed of 2 Djinns in alternative diagonal positions and 2 White Knights in alternative diagonal positions. Now this deck was very, very balanced. It was actually very good. It took me all the way through except for like 3 encounters, where in these encounters I encountered a card called Light Dragon Valhalla, I believe it's called, and this is one of those legendary dragons. I believe it comes with the legendary dragon pack as well. I can't remember right now, we'll have to look. But it's a card that is not affected whenever it's hit by a light attack. It receives no damage. So since all I have is light creatures, that makes it very tough for me to beat a card like that. So in that situation, I had to actually quit the game and try out a different deck. I had to try something with fire, a mix of fire and light. Now later on, you might also encounter a deck, for example, that has like another dragon. I believe it's another dragon, and this one, the ability of this dragon is actually a forest dragon, and the ability of this one is anytime it hits you with the attack, it's got a special attack that's it's a dark base attack. It's a forest green card, but with a dark base attack that anytime it hits you, half of your health, half of the damage it does to your card is going to be deducted. It's going to be taken and added to its health. So if it deals 50, so let's say, so this is what happens. It's, like I told you, I was using a light deck. So this is like, I'm giving you some tips right here, so you don't, whenever you encounter, you know that's what's up. You know how you can counter it. So pretty much, if I'm using a light deck and I get hit by a dark attack, I take double damage. So an attack that does 30 right off the bat to any other element but light, it's gonna do, since I'm light, it's gonna do 60 damage. So it's gonna do 60 damage, and there's very few cards that are like mid range in the mana cost that actually have over 60 in health. So more likely than not, they're gonna die from that one hit. And if you were able to deal any damage from like doing like an initial attack on the other card, it's probably gonna be useless because the card is gonna regain 30 of its health from the 60 damage it did to you. So it's a lose situation, and there's no way to go around it. So those are some of the things you gotta watch out for while you're doing this. So I mean, that is all I really have to say about this. I guess I believe the next video I will be focusing on actually telling you guys some deck building tips. You know, so some tips. I don't claim to have every card in the game. I don't have every card in the game. I gotta play online if I want to have every card in the game. But there are some. I've noticed. I figured out that within like the first hour or so of playing the game, there are some basic set of rules to playing the game and deck building. In this game, it all comes down to your deck building. Another thing I wanted to mention was the 100 round challenge is not necessarily hard. It's actually quite easy compared to all the boss battles. Pretty much that you fight, all the 2 out of 3 matches, 2 out of 3 duels that you fight during the round 11, these are pretty easy. In the fact that all the god matches or all the 2 out of 3 matches that you fight while you're in stage 11, all the enemies can have over 20 mana. In the I believe that's what it is. Almost all of them. I don't remember. I can't remember quite, but I believe most of them or all of them can have over 20 mana in their total deck cost. And as you guys know, your total deck cost has to be 20 or less of all your cards. So, what makes the 100 rounds, 100 person battle easy is that the people you fight against, all your opponents actually have the same cost limit, the same mana limit as you do. So they can have a full total cost of the deck that's over 20. So it is a pretty good balance that actually makes it a lot easier. Makes it a lot easier compared to the rest of the 11-X factor stages. So have a good time going through the 100 person battle and enjoy the 3 cards you're gonna get at the end, because they're gonna be new. More likely than not, if you haven't been playing online, or if you haven't bought the tickets, or if you haven't bought the sets online in the PlayStation Store, which are available for $5 a set. Each set carries 30 cards, and for $5 you're allowed to get 24 cards out of the 30 in any set. And I believe there's about 8 sets. I believe I mentioned that in my other video already. But it's always good to go back and actually mention it again to people that might not know. So yeah, guys, I mean, I'm nearing the end of the video here, and you guys will enjoy my cards I get, and you shall enjoy the sound effect that happens whenever I get my trophies, which I like getting trophies. And for completing the 100 round challenge, you're actually gonna get 3 trophies. And you guys are gonna see exactly what those trophies are. If you have completed every other area in the game besides this one, then you will get a trophy for that, because you get a trophy for completing every area in the game. You get a gold trophy, you get another gold trophy for completing 100 consecutive battles, which you get by completing the 100 person battle, and then you get another one for getting a card out of the legendary dragons pack. So that is all, guys. Underlordtico is out. Enjoy. Peace. Comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget. See you.